and at the Ethical Fashion Show in Paris 3 times. So the presence is quite global as well. We were given the award for our organization's work on conservation, development, and empowerment. It was presented by His Holiness. That was the most beautiful moment for us. That's my husband, Rajneesh. We both have set up this organization together. He works with the technology part. On the right is the Nari Shakti Award given by the President of India for our work on women's empowerment across the organization. So thank you very much for listening. Bye.
Thank you, Ms. Rashmi Bharti, for that wonderful presentation. Now I invite Mr. Jesus Siriza Larona for the next talk, please.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I am Jesus, like already you can see. I live in Auroville, and I am the founder of the Colors of Nature. Let's see if I starting my PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, I'm going to speak a little bit about the Colors of Nature because maybe some people here don't know, and after we will go to the subject of the day is our new wastewater treatment system. You will please forgive me with my Indian Spanish English. Yeah, we are starting in '93. Today is 32 years, and we are dedicated to natural dyes, eco-friendly natural dyes entirely. This is one photo of me in '96, I think, and a little bit of pictures to you, all of you see a little bit our dyeing work. May I speak more about dyeing? One day maybe Joanna will speak about our garments, what we do with the dyeing. Yeah, different colors. Our workshop. This is when we are starting the new indigo workshop. It has 62 pots, 1,000 liters each. It's totally thermically insulated. And you can see in the bottom red, orange pipes. This is they will go up to the top. To one day, until now I don't connect in to the chimneys, but one day will be connected to the chimneys and take the heat from the chimneys and put a little bit hot the pots. This is the today, how is look the workshop. We have 62 pots, but we're using around 30 today. Still is no more demand. We're waiting for the demand. This Rubia cordifolia, reds. Rubia cordifolia again. A little bit to see the color palette. Kumar, my right hand. We make this for one exhibition in France, many colors of indigo. Yeah, we are engaged in really eco-friendly solutions for the dyeing, meaning when we come into the natural dyes was natural dyes full of heavy metals, and people claim alizarin is also natural, and then we are committed to really eco-friendly natural dyes. Yeah, we are in all these 32 years we have done many things. We sell it in many countries, and and then is also, of course, many challenges to go, investigate and investigate and research and research in the dines and in the processes, like you will see also in how to complete the circle with the half and the clean water with living fish in our wastewater. And then this talk is about the upgrading our wastewater treatment system, and then this is the previous one. We are starting the Colors of Nature. This is where we are now. We come there in '96. We've been 3 years in one temporary place, and then before we started to dine already, with the help of engineers in Auroville, we create this system. This system is based on imhoff tank and anaerobic bacteria. To this system we throw everything, mordants, dyes, rinsings, and then we pass in the parameters of for irrigation water in the Pollution Control Board of Tamil Nadu, but the water is with lot of colors. Imagine when we make 100 kilos of black, 100 kilos of fabric or thread of black, all the water is black. And in summer okay, or small production okay, but in a little bit more productions, this water is going a little bit to our neighbor, and our neighbor sometimes believe, sometimes don't believe that we're doing really eco-friendly natural dyes, and this is only tanning and iron, and the iron already has been precipitated. And then I was not happy, and also a lot of gas is generated in the lacume. And then it's coming acid, we need to compensate with lime. It's was a little bit of headache. And then I decided to try to investigate if it's possible to have better system. And then I spoke with one engineer in Auroville, and he's proposing me other system. This is a little bit the scheme of the previous water treatment system. And the left side is the precipitation tank, in the middle is the imhoff tank. After is filters with the stones, and the lacume is not coming here. The lacume is here. And then, yeah, what we want to do with this new water treatment system is to really have in the end clean water. And also to reuse the water for the flushing of the toilets, and with a little bit more things also for the first rinsings of the thread of the fabrics and yarns. And then yeah. Yeah, already said the objectives, and then we go ahead. Then this is the beginning of the making of this new water treatment system. In the back side you can see two underground tanks. One is the buffer tank, which receives all the waters from the toilets of 100 workers we are now. And the second partition is the clean water coming from this round tank. Here is the beginning of this clarifier. And this is the beginning of the trickly filter. Trickly or tricky, maybe I don't pronounce well. All the clean waters, everything is starting by using biodegradable substance for cleaning the toilets, like a soap that we make ourselves from coconut oil and caustic potash, and then also in the dyeing unit for scoring we're using enzymes, and then all the substances we're using is biodegradable. We minimize the use of sodium carbonate, but sodium hydroxide caustic soda we really don't use, because this system is based in this water treatment system is based on aerobic bacteria, and then if we cannot send into the trickle filter, we cannot send in high pH, like 9 or up to 8 maybe we can send in, but no more, and not very acid also. And then all the water going to the first buffer tank, underground buffer tank, all the waters of the toilets, all the clean waters from the dyeing unit. I will explain you later more of this. And then it's going to the trickle filter. This round thing is full of these stones, and it's one spray is turning by the action of the water, by the pressure. And then it's 10 minutes is spread water, and 10 minutes no. And then it's circulation of air through the stones, and then this why the bacteria is starting to live around the stones is aerobic bacteria. And then from the trickle filter is coming the water to this clarifier, this tank clarifier. And let's see. No. And then you can see there, I don't know if it's better pictures, I don't remember now, the conical tanks. These conical tanks, and let's see if it's there to see. I know. This also not, this later, in the end. And then, all the water from the rinsings with color, all the water from the dyeing is going to these conical tanks, and then we precipitate the pigments by changing the pH or by flocculants. We are now in the process of learning, like you will see tomorrow, you visit our place. We are starting just now to use the conical tanks and the press filter, which don't come in this picture, but it's there. And then we need to learning how to, I make many experiments, but still we need to learning in these big quantities of 2,000 liters to separate the pigments from the clean water sent into the system, and the pigments dry and maybe selling for wholly or making products with them. This is something that we need to develop. And like I said before, now we put in the system only the clean waters from the dyeing unit and the waters from the toilets, and then the fish, they live in there. And the only problem is that we need to put some kind of cover, because the eagles and the kingfishers, they taking them away. And we need to solve in this also. What we still is not done is one sound filter, and one also tank with UV lights to disinfect the water like this we can use in the rinsings. And also in the toilets, cannot be sending to the toilets for the flushing water with bacteria. Here is what I say, but in writing, and then is yes, we use the water of the toilets and the dyeing, and already what I said before. Yeah, we want to use the pigments. The mordants, we precipitate them with lime. We're using only alum and iron, and then we precipitate with lime, and then it's coming alumina and plaster of Paris, and this is totally neutralized. We hope to one day to have to save 30 or 40% of our use of water, and and of course the more important is to have all the neighbors happy with have us as a neighbors. Yeah, all these things is very nice to say, sustainability and all these things. All this already you know is directly consequence of what we're doing. This is a little bit of our garments, our brand. We open also one new boutique nearby of our factory. We call it upcycle because we want to use in our boutiques and in our brand the maximum of the waste from the cotton for our customers' garments. You can connect with us with all these things. And the more important is the team. Without team, we cannot do anything. Me alone, only I know about dyeing some, or learning about dyeing some plants. But I need, of course, people who knows about designing, garmenting, stitching, quality for stitching, embroidery, and all these other things. And then we are very thank you to all of them. They are really the colors of nature people. And thank you to all of you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jesus Sirisa Larona, for that wonderful presentation. I now invite Ms. Anuradha Singh to the stage, please.
Good morning, everyone. I've literally just given a presentation to Kalpesh here, who's being very kind, and I'm hoping that he's able to play it. So we spoke about a little bit about Neela yesterday, and the session fabric, fiber, and dyes, sustainability and community. I just want to go back 4.5 years and talk a little bit about when Neela started. Our founder, Lady Carol Bamford, wanted to start an organization that celebrated crafts and showcased crafts within India and textiles. For her, it was about the cloth and the textiles of the country. She felt were not showcased enough within the country. She felt that a lot of things were outside the country. How can we show the most beautiful textiles or the most beautiful cloth within the country that makes it, the hands that make it, and celebrate it? At the beginning, in 2019, we actually did an entire assessment of the craft value chain at that point of time, looking at crafts not only for the impact it has on the economy, but also the problems that craftspeople are having these days, specifically indigo dye. Like I said yesterday, we went on to also work with other natural dyes. Through this short journey of 4.5 years, I sort of felt that just by showcasing and just by celebrating, it's not enough. We have to empower the community, because with that empowerment is what, I mean, that gives us empowerment. And so began the journey of actually going and working in the communities. Not only, I think we started looking at the value chain in 2019 with a design perspective. And I think in these 4.5, 5 years, we've sort of created a brand. A lot of people say the Neela brand, which makes me cringe because I don't like to call it a brand. But I agree that, you know, that's how we started, and we've actually brought to life very, very traditional textiles, handloom, natural dyes into a very contemporary space. However, this also led us to meet and work with craft communities which needed a lot more. And I think that is the journey that we're going to now embark upon. We have already started, but also in the next couple of years. So if you just look at our key projects, we work with sustainable craft ecosystems, artisan outreach and support, research, documentation and archiving, heritage arts and culture support, and knowledge sharing. These are the key sort of building blocks behind Neela, and at each stage, the community is at the center. Whether it's the ecosystems where we work with, whether it's even research, documentation, and archiving, we can't do anything without community development, without community interaction. Working in Bagru, we were visiting artisans in Bagru talking about water, and we found Sedu Ramji, who was 82 years old, and he said, I am 82 and I have 82 recipes for natural dye. And we were like, okay, has anybody written them down? Nobody's written them. My children are not interested. My grandchildren are not interested. But I'd be very interested to help you archive them. And I'd be very, so all of this knowledge which is sitting with people is going to languish and it's going to go away. So that's something that we're trying to do. Again, very, very community-based. Heritage arts and culture support. Also, looking at cultural arts, looking at music and dance, and how important it was, how intertwined it was within the community, whether it was the weavers or it was the spinners, bringing those cultures back, because that actually brings the community together. And of course, knowledge sharing, where we get the community to share the knowledge they have, not only amongst each other, but amongst other people, amongst youngsters, amongst interested individuals, because unless people know and share, it doesn't really make any sense. So in terms of the sustainable craft ecosystem, when we started, we bought our natural dyes from various people. We actually got natural dye experts to dye a lot of our products, which then we of course gave design intervention to, and we had sales of the designed products at Neela House. However, in this journey, we've realized that it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work that we are only working with people who are already established. And therefore, once we started going back into the community and we started working with spinners and weavers, I told you about the story of Malikpur, which is 54 kilometers from Jaipur. It was so important for us to understand what they wanted, and more than that, they understood what was necessary for them to move forward. And therefore, starting from a very, very small area in Malikpur, like I said yesterday, from 2 women, we're at 120. We also reached out to experts, gurus in the field, Jagadappa. Very recently, we've also involved Anbalagan. I think a lot of you will be visiting him as well at tomorrow. We just felt that, if we bring on people who know what they are doing, who have the expertise, we're not reinventing the wheel. So collaborations in the community, collaborations within systems, collaborations within people, again, was very important to us. And we went from a weaving group of 14 people into a community of 120 women, 14 weavers, their children also now wanting to also learn how to weave, the women learning natural dyes, the women learning indigo, the women also getting involved, and the weavers getting involved with the entire farming process of indigo. So we started farming indigo 2 years ago at Malikpur. The whole process of farming was something that the women and the weavers led themselves. The whole extraction process, again, is something that the farmers and the weavers, the farmers, weavers, and spinners led themselves. The entire extraction process last year was done only by the women. And I think that was so amazing, and that the ownership that they take from it is phenomenal. And how they make the understandings of the, I mean, we talk about the chemical reactions or the reactions which happen in the indigo vat and how it works, and how the women so beautifully sort of, sort of engulf what's happening and have their own stories. So this is something that we saw. These are all photographs from the community in Malikpur. On the left here, of course, there's also a project that we're doing in Nagaland, also starting from the farm. So how important it is, again, for the community, because there are spinners and weavers in the district. However, they also had a very rich farming sort of history of tree cotton, of natural dyes. And again, this is something that we're working with the community there to revive. Artisan outreach. Again, this is something that within the community, I think it's really important to understand that unless you become catalysts to preserve and to rejuvenate the crafts, textiles, and you can only do it with the community. Again, something that we've done